that's that. We are good to go. Alright, cool. Where was I? Right, so this is a bunch of stuff for turbo fuel production. So, I don't really like the idea of my power production changing depending on how much I use the jetpack. But for now, I think the plan is to just deal with it. Okay. Well, because we do need more turbo fuel production for our jetpack. And I think we're probably going to come back here. Well, I guess what I can do is these refineries are taking 60 each. This is producing 120. I could overclock this and just expand out all the production lines. But that doesn't solve the problem of coal, which is pretty much stuck at 60 a minute based on how I'm doing things at the moment. So if I double everything... Okay, so this is producing 80 fuel, and then I can just take down those generators since they don't actually do anything anymore. So that's producing 80 fuel. This is using like 90 fuel, right? Because there are 4 of these. So already that's not 100%. So I could expand this out by 1. Just give myself a little bit of extra space there. And slap down a refinery like so. And expand the pipeline out, but I'm going to need foundation there. So now we have that, which means now we can produce, I think we just want this to be going at 100%, so 10 per minute. We'll get that going at 100%, and then we hook this up to power, which I think we better make just another pole to be sure. And we're going to need to deal with more polymer resin. And of course, we're going to need this to upgrade, because this is 60, 120, 135. So I can set this to 135. So now we're producing enough fuel, but now we need to deal with the byproducts, which are 30, 60, 67.5 polymer resin, which, let's see, I also obviously have to hook this up on the other side. that up. And set the merger up. So this belt is going to have to be tier 2 now. And this is also going to have to... I guess I can set down another one over here. And split. And we take the split. Line up to both of them simultaneously, please. Alright, well. Right, so that's basically fine. That's there. And then this is using hardly any water. So we can just hook a quick pipeline up and bring that over there. And hook that up to power. Tell this to make residual plastic. At a much lower rate. What's it going to be? Like 2.25? Probably, no, it's just 2.5. Yep. Alright, and that should deal with the excess polymer resin. And then I do not need the excess polymer resin for anything, so I can just sink it, which extend this foundation out. Yeah, we can't easily get into that sink, so we'll have to put a new one in. And it barely fits. And we'd hook this up to power. And we should be good to go. We should now be producing the full... what, 18.7 times 4? I have no idea what that is. Yeah, I have no idea what 18.75 times 4 is. It's going to be 19 times 4 minus 1. So 38, 76, 75. So that's going to be 75 per minute. Which I think actually means that having 10 of these should be perfect. Which is what I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that would be perfect if not for the whole using some of it to make jetpack fuel thing, which is temporary. It is very temporary. And the power, even at the low point, is still more than enough. So yeah, it's actually only getting like 55, but whatever. So, are we even going to use turbo fuel for the long run? Seems overly complicated. I don't know. We'll have to set up another, what, 20-ish turbo fuel production in order to compensate for everything, which is going to be The big concern there is going to be the more compacted coal, which I'm going to have to get. But I think for now, we are just going to go exploring. Kind of wanted to grab some hard drives. I looked at the interactive map, and there are a lot of them ridiculously close to me. So yeah, let's see here. There's one that should be, hang on, let me zoom in properly, pretty much just west of here. Alright. Turbo fuel jetpacks is great. I love this a lot. Alright, so there should be a hard drive around here. Let's get to a high point, see if we can see it. Nope. There's some dangerous creatures here. Alright, it's south of this. Ooh, I see a Mercer sphere. And I do see the hard drive. Alright. It is right here. Somehow I built that whole thing and didn't notice. I need to actually get researching some of these hard drives. That's important. Alright, cool. Set that up. And then next we go east, because there's some over there. Yeah, turbo fuel jetpack, officially the coolest thing ever. Just ridiculously good flight on this thing. Alright, we just keep on going. Alright, so it is here. So southeast. I'll find it. Ought to be like here, maybe? Alright. There's some monsters here. I'm just gonna ignore them. Keep on flying. And stop here, which is south of it. So it ought to be here by this, the edge of this pillar thing. Yes, I see it. Right down there. And I need 10 computers. I don't have computers. Well, are they lying around here? I think there are some computers at a crash site, but oh, wait, here? It's officially trolling me. That is 9 computers. It has given me 9 computers when I need 10 computers. That is on purpose. That is 1000% on purpose. I'll pick up some heavy modular frames too. Alright, well, we're gonna head up. There's another one to the north. And I should keep an eye out for Mercer spheres while I'm doing this. I don't really need power slugs, but Mercer spheres would be appreciated. Okay. It should be west of me. And we head over this way. See what there is to find. Yep, there it is. Please don't require anything weird. Okay, there's a giant spitter. We're gonna get right up in his face. And dead. Gas nobelisks. Alright, nothing too interesting in terms of loot. We can just get that. And let's see here. There's another one east of me. Just cruising on eastwards. Yep, I'm just gonna ignore you. Oh. Nee, can't hit me. Alright, I'm gonna need it to land. Alright, cool. Now where are we relative to the thing? It is north of me on that little island, it looks like. Where are you? There you are. Alright. We need to find somewhere safe to land. And we need to blow up that. No, not a short throw. We need a long throw. Thank you. That's not going to be long enough. Alright, that is too long. That is too short. I'm kind of bad at throwing nobelisks, if you can't tell. Alright, we got it. And that should be enough. I didn't really get a good takeoff there. I didn't sprint properly. More slow. Ooh, a computer. Nice. Alright, this one is free. Alright, so we can pick up some of these computers and then grab that one that we missed last time because it had a computer requirement. And off we go. There are like, when you look at the interactive map, it's kind of incredible how many there are right by me that I just haven't known about. To be fair, I haven't really spent much time down this cliff side. Like, my base is at the top of the cliff, and I've only just gone down here recently for fuel purposes. So I guess it's not too surprising. Alright. And it's east of me. I guess I'll pick up a power slug. Can't hurt. Wait. No, east, right? No, west. Yes, this way. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Flying makes everything so easy. It was right like by that waterfall, right? No, different waterfall? It was over here. Yep. There we go. And give me the hard drive. Thank you. Alright, now I think we should start making our way back to base. because there are some really close to my main base that I missed that I want to stop missing. Alright. Always make sure to land every so often. Ah, flight. It's so wonderful. Alright, and we are back up here, which means there's one like by this puddle. So we're gonna head up there to grab that. There it is, literally right over there, just blatantly in the open for anyone to see. Alright, that's another one. Ooh, Ada has something to say.
Fix-It engineers experimented with soft drives,
Indeed.
but the prototypes all went missing.
No floppy disks
They
here.
were later located in the toilets, being used as towels.
Alright, and that is that. Alright, and there's one by my other bases. There are a couple by my other bases, so I will head over and grab those once I figure out where I am exactly. Oop, MAM analysis done. Let me get another one cooking real quick. By the way, what do we get here? Oh, we have iron pipe in this one. That's very exciting. Love me some iron pipes. Also, my inventory is full. I will throw away some cables. Hello! We're playing Satisfactory. I am quite good playing Satisfactory. The turbo fuel jetpack is awesome. Alright, I won't promise anything on that front, but I'll look at it. I'll look at your account and see. Alright, so we're here. The hard drive is a fair bit past my steel base. Just keeping on flying. Not really much exploration to do at this very moment. Ooh, I will grab some nuts though. Up we go. And it's even higher up. Yep, and it is just this way, which is a lot of height to gain. Oh, hey, look, I have a base right over there. This is where my Caterium is produced. I forgot that I had a base producing Caterium. That's funny. Alright, well, let's just do a good old-fashioned ladder up. And this can gain me height, and then I can jetpack horizontally to get to the final location. Up we go. And up we go. And boy, this is tall. This is a ridiculously high mountain. Yeesh. We're just going and going and going, and we're not even close. Alright. This should be enough. I think the crash site is probably on this level. Yes, I think I see loot that is the sign or crash site over this way. And just a regular hog. That's that. And we can crouch and jetpack up on these guys to prevent them from doing anything. And crash site spotted. Boom. Alright, and then we have to head even further north all the way up to the coast, and there's one there. So it should be down here by the coast somewhere. Yep, even further west. There, I see it. And we're just gonna head over there. Alright. We're gonna crouch distance away and shoot that. And get a couple shots in on the hog while we're at it. Alright, easy. And one more. Alright, that is another crash site secured, and the loot is nothing interesting. And the hard drive is mine. Alright. Cool. There's also one all the way over by my motor base, which is all the way over here. So the goal is that this gives me enough hard drives that I won't have to do this, that I'll be able to get a bunch of good stuff, and I won't have to go hard drive searching for a while. Although I should be keeping a better eye out for Mercer spheres, because those are also something that I'm going to need a fair number of. Yeah, geysers. Boop, boop, boop. Up we go. And just keep heading. It should be pretty much right around here. If my map reading is correct, it appears not to be. Okay, wait, no. That rock is that one. So it's further on. Oh, I see it. It was literally in my field of view. Wonderful. Alright. Nope. Oh. Alright, that's that. And we crouch when we fight the hatchers so that they don't trigger. Alright, anything interesting in the loot? No, there's another hatcher though. Alright. Oh, I need to find my power line then. Okay, it actually should be right over here, right? Yes. So this is where I'm getting the resources for the motor factory, which means there's a convenient power line right by it. And power attached. And we take down the pole, and we could keep going. I think we have enough hard drives for the foreseeable future, honestly. Instead, I'm going to start searching for Mercer spheres, which will be a bit harder because I don't have the map up for Mercer spheres. But also they're way more common. I mean, it's not going to be underneath this ledge, is it? It's going to be up top. Yeah, it's going to be up there. Well, time to get laddering. So the Mercer sphere should be up here somewhere. I think that should be enough laddering. Yep, I see the sphere. The fact that I can't sprint jump off the top of a ladder is kind of awkward. Yep, we're just gonna sneak up on these hatchers. Kill them before they have a chance to do anything. And Mercer sphere.
When will you land? Symphony complete. You are not the nut effigy.
Correct.
The nut effigy is a temple?
I do not think that is correct, even though I am not entirely certain of your definition of temple.
I need to get some of this junk out of my inventory.
That nut effigy is an entirely separate entity from me. We aren't even made of the same base components.
It is a vessel of your intelligent clouds.
Probably close enough for now.
Alright. Now we just go a flying and see if we can find any Mercer spheres. I'm going to need to grab another stack of turbo fuel so that I don't run out unexpectedly. Alright. Mercer sphere is on the scanner. And it looks like it's this way. I need to land a bit to recharge. And up we go. Alright, the Mercer Sphere will be in that pile of rocks. So just get rid of the hatchers first. Yep, we can hear it. Oh, that throw didn't work. Bingo. Right, now the Mercer Sphere acquired. And we keep on going. Let's head this way. So I'm not sure how many Mercer Spheres I want, but probably not too many. Hello, Mr. Hog. I'm just going to jump over you and ignore you completely, and then fly off into the distance. There's gotta be a Mercer Sphere somewhere. There's gotta be. I actually think I may have gone hunting for Mercer Spheres in this location already. It's hard to tell, but it would make sense based on the complete nothing that I'm getting on the scanner. So we're just going to keep on heading until we get something. Alright, there's one. Probably in this cave. How did that not blow up? Get a bit higher. And this is where it would be way nicer if I just had the masks so that I didn't have to... Ooh. Hang on. Yep. Hello. I hope you don't mind getting shot with a rebar gun from over here while you just stand there. Oh. This is risky. This is dumb. Where's my rebar? Where is my rebar? There it is. I couldn't find it. Alright, fortunately, it seems to have glitched or something. And it just stood there doing nothing. Alright. You... Please. Get a bit more height. And blow it up. Why did that go so low? And why is it just completely failing to blow you up? Thank you. There's a summer sloop. Bro, what is the blast radius on these things is apparently 0. Alright, well. We get a summer sloop for our trouble. And there is a Mercer Sphere this way. Probably on top of this cliff. Up we go. quite nice up here, surprisingly. Alright, there's the sphere. Something has seen me. A hog, looks like. Alright, I need to get rid of these plants before they do their poison thing. You go away. And you go away. And another Mercer Sphere collected. Alright. Let's see. Oh, another one detected. Over this way. I'm gonna land here. I think that saves me more juice. Unfortunately, have to do a pretty hard burn to get up there. But Mercer Sphere is undefended. Yoink! And we keep moving. Alright. We're just going to sprint past the poison flowers before they can do poison flower things. There's a Mercer Sphere somewhere. Underneath this waterfall? Aha! It's in this rock. Alright, well. You get blown up. And the Mercer Sphere is mine. I'll set down ma'am to put another hard drive in. And we sure do have a lot of hard drive options. Yeah, okay. Where to next? Let's go this way. Aha! Wait. Where on earth? Alright, the Mercer Sphere is this way. And actually, there's a hard drive, which I don't think I've picked up. Alright, where? There you are. Alright, and a Mercer Sphere. Oh, but that hard drive needs power. I guess I can do that. I checked the power, it's 120 megawatts, which means I can just set up a couple biofuel generators. Alright, now is this flat enough to land on? I need to know. Yes. Cool. Alright, this is a very bad spot to have found myself in. I'm gonna get over here. Clear you out real quick. Alright, so now I have a safe spot to stand and get rid of you, get rid of this other plant. What on earth? Alright. The thing snuck up on me. Alright. Poison plant can go away. Other poison plant can go away. And the last poison plant, I believe. Alright. And then you have shown yourself. Is this... Did that hit? Alright. Well, that was easy. Now we check here. Yep. We're gonna need a couple of biomass burners. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Hook them all up. And just divide that up a bit. Put the biomass in. 2, 3, and 4. So we have 120 capacity, which means we can attach that. And easy. We just tear all of this down. And let's see here. No Mercer spheres in the immediate vicinity. Let's start making our way home. Because the plan for this stream is not just to spend the entire time exploring. We are going to be doing some actual progress today as well. So off we go. Hey look, it's my steel base. I wonder if the hypertube is still faster. I wonder if the hypertube is faster than jetpacking around. Probably. Probably. I'm gonna say probably. At some point, by the way, I need to learn how to make hypertube cannons, because that way we can just move really quick. I don't know, it feels a bit cheesy, but like, yeah, it's hard to say. At any rate, we are going to be back at the main hub in a moment. Alright, we are here. And now it is time to check on what stuff we can unlock. Logistics Mark IV. Industrial manufacturing. Monorail technology. Railway signaling. So monorail technology we can unlock the stuff we have now. Railway signaling we need computers for. That we need reinforced. Alright, well, let's just go and work through like stuff we should have access to first. Where's the... Why am I not finding this stuff? Encased industrial beams and rubber. Alright, we need to get more modular frames, which do not need to take observation towers up anymore. You can just fly. Modular frame output is still quite slow. Like, we haven't used them in a while. We should have a backlog, but we don't.
Milestone reached. The transportation of resources can reach new heights of efficiency. With the Mark IV belts and lifts, the truck, but even more importantly, your effort. Handling a large and complicated vehicle like the truck should come easy to a well-trained pioneer such as you. They are an obvious improvement over tractors concerning industrial purposes. Improvements for personal use were not measured.
Alright, well, we could increase the upload speed once we're done with hard drives. Speaking of hard drives, time to take a look and see what we have. So we have another recipe for stators, which isn't very interesting. An alternate recipe for automated wiring, which isn't very interesting. Fused quartz crystal, I don't know why you would want to do that. Makes things like twice as complicated. Solid steel ingot is quite nice. Caterium wire is kind of cringe. Iron pipe is beautiful. Pure caterium ingot is fine, but not exciting. Molded steel pipe would be good, but iron pipe is just clearly better. Fused quick wire is not necessary. Alright, we have managed it. It seems like we have managed to get every single bad recipe and like one good one. Let's just take iron pipe. I know that I'm going to use that a bunch. Alright. And so here we get diluted packaged fuel. Which... I feel like I remember that being super important for some things. So I could take this. That would be a pretty big increased upload rate. So yeah, I think I will, which means I need to head over here, grab like a bunch of stacks of this, and do some crafting, because I still haven't set up a production line for that. Alright, while we do crafting, just hanging out, make sure to follow, I guess. Yeah, I'll say that. Make sure to follow. How many of these do I even need? Like 100 maybe? I think I needed like 100. More. I feel like it was 79, but I'm not going to risk it on that, and I'm just going to go up to 100. Ba-do-ba-doo. $7.98, $99, 100. Alright. Was it 79? No, it was 103. Which is conveniently 2 more than I have. Alright. Well. That's that. Wait, no, not that. This. Alright. And now the upload speed is up to 60 a minute.
Speed increased. All of the kinetic and thermal energy released during matter conversion has now been repurposed to aid with dimensional shifting, allowing several parts to pass through for free.
The window is beautiful. Have you tried making the door?
I assure you that would be a most unhealthy action for the pioneer to take.
Alright. Now we unlock manufacturing. Yippee! Alright, so I need that. I need plastic. I need so many cables. Need to dump this stuff in to free up inventory space. I need more motors. And I need more cables and more modular frames. Where are the cables? There you are. Alright, well, I guess I will run up here and grab cables manually since they are right here. 1, 2 would be enough. Boop, boop. And we grab more modular frames and motors, motors, motors. Junk, junk. Literally 4 modular frames short. Let's grab those. Alright. Industrial manufacturing unlocked.
Manufacturers can receive up to 4 inputs for the production of complex parts, such as computers and heavy modular frames, but most importantly, the 2 new project parts. The modular engine and adaptive control unit are essential for the development of Phase 3 of Project Assembly. You are making good progress. The future is starting to look bright.
Hooray! Good progress. Is there any other man stuff that I want to do at this very moment? I guess. Not really, though. Like, none of this is super urgent. Yeah, I'm gonna say none of this is super urgent. I'm gonna set hard drives going. Alright, so now we have unlocked a whole bunch of stuff. So Logistics Mark IV is just stuff that I can build. It's nothing I need to automate. There's nothing important there. Nothing. I've pretty much done everything I care to do here. So I guess computers and heavy modular frames are going to be next. Alright. Well, let's take a look. Computer. I need circuit boards, which is copper and plastic. Cable, which is copper, and plastic, which is plastic. Alright. That's pretty simple. Yeah, I mean, that's hardly anything. It's just 2 things. And then heavy modular frames. We need regular modular frames, pipe. So we need iron for that. We need iron for that. We need iron and limestone for that. And we need iron for that. And we get heavy modular frames. So a heavy modular frame is going to be just iron and limestone, which is pretty sweet. And then project parts we will worry about later. Actually, really, like, all of this tier 6 stuff is kind of optional in terms of, like, if you're not going to do train stuff. So let's look at computers first, which is copper and plastic. And do we have any relevant hard drives that we might want to use? Electrode circuit board? No, I mean, we already are going to be having plastic involved in this anyway. So, we need... Actually, I know what we need. We need to get... Okay, so that... Yeah, okay. So we need a spot by crude oil, which has copper, like, plausibly close. Alright. The crude oil is this way. I'm going to head over there. It's just over there by the water. I am going to drop down here to grab a power line to bring with me. Boop-a-doop-boo. Just bring in some power. Scan again to find its exact location, which is another 300 meters this way. And we just keep on bringing the power. Alright, I see it. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there. Now, please say there is copper here as well. There is. There's copper up there, and then obviously there's that stuff that I haven't used. Alright, so we have our power line. Now we need to bring it up to the copper. And we send off another ping, and it is just on top of this pillar here. Alright. We just keep on heading up. Oh, that's not safe for me. I need to escape. Yeah, there are a couple of them over there. And I think this is hitting. It's hard to tell because hatchers do not react. I'm pretty sure. What? Did anyone else just see me, the graphics, just throw the rebar gun? Am I the only one who saw that? I'm gonna just assume that I'm not going crazy and that was a real graphical glitch. Alright. So those guys are cleared out. And the copper is just up here. is guarded by some spitters, which I will just snipe. Alright, they seem to have gotten stuck on each other. Okay. I'm gonna die. So we retreat. And we eat some food. Alright, can I land on this surface? Yes. Alright, we got one. And we got the other. That was fun. All of this for impure copper? Really? That's a crazy defense for impure copper. I hope I don't need too much, but I can just overcharge it. Alright. Power is attached. I guess I should figure out how much I need. Stick a manufacturer down. Computer. Alright, and math time. So, this is 2.5 computers a minute. Say I want 5 a minute. Then, alright, notes. So that would be 20 CB, 40 cable, 80 plastic. And so the cable and circuit board, all right. Circuit board is 7.5, so I'm going to need 2 2/3, which means 40 copper sheets and another 80 plastic. And then the cable. This is all kinds of cursed, but I only need 40 cable, which is 80 wire, and copper sheets are 2-to-1, so I need 80 ingots for that, and then wire is 1-to-2, so I need 40 ingots for that, so I need 120 ingots total, which is 1-to-1, so I need 120 ore. And we're going to hope that the math is correct. But that means I am going to have to overcharge this to 2x. Which is fine, actually. We might scale this up to 3. Wait, can this go to 3x? No, so it could go to 150, which wouldn't be enough for another single batch. So yeah, we're just going to set that to 2x. And bring a conveyor belt Mark II. This is obviously going to need to be a lift. And it goes into there. And then this comes down. And then over here to the edge. And a little bit over the edge. And down again. That is very close. I'm going to go even further over the edge. And bring you down. That's probably fine. It is very dark. It is very dark, and I'm fighting an unknown number of spitters. Alright. I need to run. Alright. Well, that could have gone better. But that needs to be a Mark II lift. And this stupid spitter, where is it? There it is. Alright, so now this area is clear. And we take you down there. And over the edge. And this time we can get all the way down to sea level. So something like that. And you go in. You get upgraded to Mark II. And then you have to be Mark II, of course. Alright. Well, that is close enough. That now we have to do the oil math. So, see, that's 80 plastic. That's another 80 plastic. So 160 plastic, which is... let's see here. $160 plastic. Okay. I think this gets complicated. I think we had a hard drive complete, which was recycled rubber or insulated cable. I have no idea if insulated cable would change the math. But I don't need to save on copper. I have enough, so I'm just going to ignore that and put another hard drive in. So we need 160 plastic, which would be like 3 to 2. Which would be, hang on, I'm just gonna put down the oil extractor here just to see. So this is 120. I need 160 plastic. So at this ratio, it's 3 to 2. And then the heavy oil residue can make residual fuel, which... Oh, my brain is hurting. So if it's 30 crude oil per 20 plastic, then that would mean to make 160 plastic, I would need 240 crude oil, which is doable with overcharging. So I guess we're going to do that. But is residual plastic... Hang on, let's see. So that's 60 polymer resin for 20. Which is much less efficient. Alright, as I thought. So then we'll have a ridiculous amount of heavy oil residue left over, which is where I believe what is it? Diluted packaged fuel comes in, maybe? Because that's like 2 packaged fuel for 1 heavy oil residue, whereas the regular recipe for residual fuel is way less efficient. So that's interesting. But the question becomes then, what do I even do with all of that packaged fuel? And I guess I unpackage it and use it for I unpackage the packaged fuel, recycle the packaging back into the water, which is necessary to not waste plastic, and then I can use that for power production. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, so I can send the excess fuel over to my power production facility, which is quite close. But yeah, so the long and short of this is this has to be overcharged up to 240. And turn all of that crude oil into plastic. So first we need to set up a nice little foundation for this, which will be there, snap to the world grid and a bit up. And this is a pretty flat area. This should be more than enough space, especially if I build 3-dimensionally like I'm supposed to. Let me just blow up some trees real quick. Alright, build mode, Zoop. Aha, yes. marginally quicker. Alright, so we take the fuel up there, and then we need to actually figure out how many refineries this is going to be. It is going to be 8 refineries. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we just keep going out. And then we can place down the other 4. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we need to actually hook all of this up to the gas, which we have a pipe. No, not going that way. The pipe will go this way. And just along the edge here. And all the way down to the end. And then we put in junctions where all the junctions need to be. Did that line up properly? Can't tell. It was all flickery and weird. And then we hook the junctions up. Alright, that one didn't line up properly, but it doesn't matter. It worked anyway. Alright, and then we add one last junction there-ish to hook this all up to the actual supply of crude oil. And now we build the power line, which I would like to be Mark II for the sake of convenience. 6. And another power line. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, so these are all good to go. Once I set them to making plastic, they will start doing that. There's gotta be a better way to make a bunch of plastic, but this is what we're doing. There's probably some weird alternate recipe that's even better. Alright, so that is step 1 all set up. That is 160 plastic. Which, if I remember correctly, let's see, half of it is used directly for the computers, and the other half is used directly for the circuit boards. So that is good. So we just need to set up the complicated part of dealing with, of gathering it up and dealing with the byproducts. Oh, I forgot I was in zoom mode. Alright, so in terms of gathering the plastic up, it's pretty easy. It's just going to be a regular old manifold. It will be high tier belts because it's 160, but no big problem. The diluted whatchamacallit is going to be the issue that needs to be dealt with. So we're just going to put the belts all down. Alright. And then we have to attach these up and then upgrade the belts to the point where they can carry it. And also check out the MAM because that just finished another hard drive. Alright. Alternate heavy oil residue. So you could turn crude oil directly into those things, which could be kind of convenient, but... Alright, so now we have the plastic. Now we need to think about the what's it called? Alright, so let's just take a look. So pretty much the only option is to transform it into residual fuel or petroleum coke. Petroleum coke would be the simplest option because it just sinks. Like, we just sink the petroleum coke, problem solved. Residual fuel would be very clever for... what's it called? It would be very clever for getting more fuel output, but I don't really... At the moment, I don't think I'm super interested in that. So I think the plan is petroleum coke. So we have 80 heavy oil residue. This would deal with 60 a minute off of a single refiner. This would deal with 40 off of a single refiner. So I could convert all of that heavy oil into a huge amount of petroleum coke and then just instantly sink it. Or I could convert it into a kind of small amount of fuel. Yeah, we're just gonna sink it. It's just easier. Don't have to deal with it that way. Alright, we're in soup mode. I keep forgetting. Alright, so we just need 2 refineries for this. Yeah, we also need to gather it up, which I will do first. So we have a pipe. It's going to be a tall pipe. And it's going to go all the way down the line. And we put the junctions in. Put the junctions in, put the junctions in, put the junctions in, and put the junctions in. Alright, heavy oil residue is officially being accumulated into a single pipe. Now we take this pipe, I think we take it this way. And I don't know, how much space do 2 refiners take up? Alright, we can just set them like that. And then take this pipe, twist it around that way, put the junctions in, attach them down, petroleum coke, petroleum coke. Alright, now we just need power. Where are our power lines? There's a power pole over there. So I'm going to pick you up, stick you in a nice, convenient location that can't possibly be used for anything else, and carry you over here. And that's 2 batches of petroleum coke being produced. No, not down there. Alright. And then we just build out this little space with an awesome sink. And we put the belt in. We stick a merger. Alright, so that the awesome sink needs to be powered. Where are my power poles? There's one. Alright, so the awesome sink is being powered, which means byproducts are officially dealt with, which means now we get to take the actual plastic, which, I'm not gonna lie, I do not know when the Mark III belts have to start, so we're just gonna make this whole thing Mark III. And that can extend out to there, just to make it more visible where it is. Alright, now we have all the plastic production. We need to deal with the copper. So the copper is there. It doesn't need to go down that way. Instead, I think I'm going to make copper like another floor up. So let's stick a wall or 2. It's going to need to be pretty high up to clear the... It's going to need to be pretty high up to clear the tops of the refineries. Is this even high enough? No. We need one more wall up, which I failed to place for some reason. Alright, so we have this. Get rid of that. Alright, so this is where we're going to deal with the copper, I think. Which actually means I have to fix some of this stuff. So that can just come down to like here. And then on. And that, of course, needs to be tier 2. Alright. So, for the copper stuff, I guess we just build this out a lot, and we're probably going to use this floor for, I don't know, probably the final assembly as well. So we have 120 ore coming in, which means we're going to need a smelter manifold, which... Yeah, okay, so the smelter manifold is facing the wrong way for this. I think... Yeah, it is. Well, we can fix that easily just by routing the belt around. So if we want 120 ore, we're going to need just 4 smelters, which is honestly not that many. Come on. Blueprint line up. Alright. So these can all be set to copper. And power can come there. And that can be upgraded for convenience. Alright, so those are now all powered, which means we just have to take this belt, curve it in there, and ooh, another MAM research is done. Take a look at that. It's basic ingot and coated cable. That's actually relevant. That's actually relevant at this particular moment because I'm going to have heavy oil residue that I was otherwise just destroying. But it will throw off my numbers. And everything is nice and pre-planned. So we're going to say too late on that one. And we will take it into consideration in the future. Alright, so here we have this. That needs to be hooked up. And I believe these belts need to be Mark II. And these belts need to be Mark II. Maybe? Alright. Anyway, those are our copper ingots. So now we need 80 wire, which should be just a very simple constructor manifold. Just a boom. Let's see here, wire. Alright, so it's not quite a simple, super trivial one, but we need one more constructor because the numbers don't work out quite evenly. So we have another splitter. So now we have 60, and then this has to be set down to 20 production rate a minute. And then that is 40 ingots here. Alright, well, I do need a splitter. So that can get its 40 ingots. And are all these set to wire? Yes. So now we just grab power from our power line. And we hook them up. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so that should be all the wire we need. And then we also need 40 cable. So wait, that wire goes into cable. My notes here are not great. Let me just recap. So, alright, we need copper sheets. That's what CS is. CS is copper sheets. So we need another constructor manifold. I guess this one will be facing this way, just for some variety. And, oh, this is backwards. This whole thing is backwards, which means that I have to tear it out. I have to tear out every single bit. Alright, I need to throw some junk away to clear inventory space. Like this stuff is unnecessary. Alright, so blueprints, constructor manifold, facing the correct way, thank you very much. And copper sheets, and I need 40 of them, so another one. Like there. And we hook that in. And copper sheets. And copper sheets. Alright. Now we hook this up to power. One, two, three, 4. And we bring in the belts. So this is 80 ingots, which means everything aside from the first one will be fine. Alright. Something is wrong here. Oh, this is only Mark 1. That needs to be Mark 2. Yeah, so we missed one belt in there, and the whole thing was messed up for a bit. Now that should be fine. Alright, so now we have copper sheets. We have... Alright, so we turn this wire into cable. Oh, and we have to hook the other side up. And this is 80 wire, which means that's going to have to be... Alright, well, another constructor manifold. Just stick it there. And this is going to be cable. And I need 40 cable. So that's 30. This can be another 10. And so then this goes in there. Is tier 2 belt. And those get powered. Alright. I believe that is all of the basic copper stuff dealt with. So now we need to just make circuit boards, which is the copper sheets and plastic. And we need 20 of those. Alright, let's give us some more space over this way. Bloop, 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 and bloop. And we need to bring the plastic up. Alright, so the plastic is down there, which means it's going to be pretty convenient to bring it up. We just... How much plastic is this? This is like 160, right? Yeah. So that... So this all needs to be tier 3 belts. You head off to the edge. You go up. Probably there is correct. No, it is not. It is too short. Alright. Well, we should be able to snap this onto that and bring it up. Okay. It's a bit awkward. Need to set it like that. And then get it up on the foundation like that. And then this can run over here. Alright, so now we need an assembler manifold, which can be like there, I guess. Just trying to make everything nice and neat and easy to see. So we have circuit board. We have circuit board. And we bring power in. And it's backwards. I've placed the assembler manifold backwards. Blueprints. Alright, another MAM has finished. Let's take a look. Steamed copper sheet or copper rotor. Either of those would have been great to have when I was... Well, the steamed copper sheet could have been cool to have while I was planning this, but it's obviously too late now. Alright. Note to self, making a complicated production line while also unlocking stuff in the MAM feels terrible. It's just constant, oh, if I had waited, I could have incorporated this into my plan and been more efficient. Alright. So, the assembler manifold has to be facing this way. And we'll put it like there, I guess. So now it is facing the correct way. And we can set it to circuit board. We can set it to circuit board. And we need 3 of these, one of which is underclocked. Alright. That is not supposed to line up with that thing over there. It's supposed to line up with that. Alright, and then take the splitter there and the splitter up there. Did I mess this up? Yeah, that's not right. It's supposed to be the other way around, but I mean, ultimately it doesn't matter. So we have 15 across the other 2, so this needs to be set to 5. And then we take... Alright, so we need it to split the plastic off, because we need it for 2 things. So we're just going to put a splitter randomly in there. Alright, so that is that hooked up. And then this runs down there and doesn't need to be Mark III belts, but it could be Mark I belts there, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, having higher belts than necessary isn't going to hurt. Alright, and now we just hook all of these up to power and to the merger. Alright, so then we have circuit boards here. We have cables over there, and we still have some plastic. So let's just get some of that going. Alright. We bring the circuit boards over there. we bring the plastic over there. And the cables are here, I believe. Alright. So we have cables there, we have circuit boards there, we have plastic there. Now the only thing to do is to set down my manufacturers, fill in that random hole in the corner. So I am planning this around 2 manufacturers. So let's go there, and we need a little bit more space for a second manufacturer right next to the first. And now the fun part, which is setting up the manifold for this. So it is a 3-piece manifold. So we have 1, 2, 3. And then we go to the second machine in the line. And not a merger. We have 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so then we hook that in, bring that down, and alright, well that's not correct, but I guess we can skip the middle one there. Doesn't really matter, they're on the 3 different levels, which means it all works. And then we just have to bring this, is the level 2 one, so that goes across there, that goes up there, and that goes in there. And we just have to get rid of the extra splitters, which are there for spacing, and boom. Manifold done. Now we set these to make computers. We bring in power, 1 there and 1 there. Alright, and now we say plastic. Don't need it there. Alright, plastic goes in. Actually, that one can be for the circuit boards. That one can be for the plastic. And then we need to bring the cables around and up. And so this will require tier 2 belts for plastic, which means this whole thing is going to have to be tier 2. And that should be that. We theoretically should have done it. So now we head to the other side and we merge them up, and we stick them in a box, which I'm kind of surprised there's space for in here. It's a bit tight, but basically works. Okay, we need SAM fluctuators. Do I have the ability to craft 10 of them? No. I threw away all of my SAM fluctuators to save space, and now I am sad. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to head back and hook, honestly, do what I should have done ages ago and hook the SAM fluctuators up to the dimensional storage as well. And then come back here, hook computers up, and we are making great progress. So I just need to make it back to base, grab my SAM fluctuators, hook them up to dimensional storage so I always have access to them. And then we'll have computers hooked up as well. And we can move on to heavy modular frames, which should be quite fun. Alright, so this is the box that I've been using. Its positioning is kind of awkward for... Alright, we're going to grab some of those. We're going to run to the MAM. Rubber, concrete, or pure iron ingots. That's cool. And start scanning another one. No, not that one. We're looking for SAM fluctuators to craft. And I'm going to get up to 20 of these. And probably automate them? I don't know. I mean, I hardly ever actually need them. I'm just gonna... I don't know. I can automate them later. For now, I'm going to at least have a dimensional depot there. So at least I will always be able to manual craft them with local resources. And now we head back to the computer factory, which, gosh, it's starting to become a struggle to remember where all this stuff is. The computer factory is, I just built it. It's over here somewhere. Yes, alright, I can see that off in the distance, which is quite helpful. Alright. And we are almost back to put the dimensional storage on top and call it a day, although we're going to hang around for a bit to see if to poke around to see if there are any obvious flaws. You know, places where I missed upgrading a belt, for example. That copper sheet production kind of looks suspicious. Alright, but we have already a good chunk. Alright, that is annoying. We're gonna have to move this just the tiniest bit possible. So they come around like that, and then in there. And stick the circuits in, I guess, to make up for getting rid of them. Alright. Let's see here. This is yellow. Why are you yellow? Low on copper sheets. Yep, I did note that the copper sheet production looked dubious. Is this all green? 10, 20, 30. Alright, so you're down at 67%. You're down at 67%. You're at 99. You're at 100. So we are not getting enough ingots for the last two. Unless we've just started. Yeah. Alright, this is actually at 67%. I assume this is just a manifold problem. I assume this is a manifold problem because... Let's see here. This is 30, 60, 90, 120. This is 15, 30, 40, which means there's 80 left here, which should be enough. So that is just a manifold problem unless these aren't working. Alright, they're working. And as far as output, it looks like these should be good. So this is tier 2, that's tier 2, that's tier 2. Alright, wait. This doesn't need to be higher, right? That's only 40. Yeah, so this is just a manifold problem, which should hopefully be sorted soon. So once this gets up to a full 100 copper ingots, then those two should get the rest of what they need. Plastic production looks like it's working. Those are waiting on copper sheets, which means this will be waiting on circuit boards. No, there are a huge amount of circuit boards in there for some reason. Like, actually, how are there so many of them? I don't get it. Did I do the math wrong? I need 10 there. So I need 20 circuit boards per minute. These are 7.5, 15, 20. So that should be perfectly balanced as well. It is just... So I think everything is working. Oh. Bot. Goodbye. Alright, well, we're going to take a peek downstairs at the fluid stuff to make sure nothing bad is happening here. Refineries are working along. Not at 100%, which I'm not sure why. That's 74% because of output speed? Is that... Yeah. So it's getting stuck because the plastic isn't moving fast enough. Which it should be moving exactly fast enough. Well, I'm just going to upgrade all of the main line of belts to at least Mark II, if not Mark III. Alright, so all of this stuff is waiting as well. Oh, so the plastic is going to be deadlocked because it's full up here and isn't being fully used because these are waiting or well, the further ones anyway, are waiting on copper sheets. Actually, literally this one? Why is this one short on copper sheets? Well, I'm just going to throw some in there and say there is no problem here. So that should allow the plastic to flow through there. And then over here, we are absolutely good to go. So unless the plastic is being stopped somewhere, this should balance out, which it probably is. Alright, well, that's cool. The copper seems to be flowing properly. And this manifold looks like it's manifolded? Is this at 100? Yes. So the third to last one is at 100, which means the manifold is now functioning at max efficiency, which means computer production should be done. And of course, it's just all going to go immediately into dimensional storage. I have 50. Lovely. Finished another thing in the MAM. Let's take a look at that. Rigger motor or turbo heavy fuel, which used heavy oil residue and compacted coal to make turbo fuel. I guess that's interesting. I don't think I'm going to use it at the moment. We're just going to keep on scanning. Alright. I think that's all for this factory. So yeah, I think we have figured out computer production. Now 5 a minute is what I'm getting, which is not a huge amount. Let's be real, that's actually quite a small amount, but it's probably sufficient. Computers aren't very heavily used, so it's probably enough. And I think just to make sure, actually, that no funny business happens here, I think I want this production line to permanently run. So I am going to put in a smart splitter. Like there. So I'm just going to set this up to automatically sync excess computers so that the whole production line will run at all times. And we just stick that back in. Put the dimensional depot back on top. Hook that up. And grab just a little bit of extra space over there. And awesome sync, so left is overflow. And then we hook the awesome sync up to power. And now this will run 100% of the time, even if it fills up, which means theoretically nothing should ever get stuck. And with that, I am going to leave and probably never return. I guess I might come back if I need like bulk out of the dimensionals, and if I need like hundreds and hundreds of computers for space elevator parts is probably when I'll return. So the next thing is going to be heavy modular frames. Yippee! What fun. I do love me some heavy modular frames. Alright, so we are going to get back to the main base. And we're going to look at any upgrades we can do with computers. But I don't think we'll need them necessarily. Alright, so monorail technology. We could do railway signaling. Obviously not helpful without monorail technology. So let's grab some stuff, throw it in, and we need encased industrial beams and motors. Alright, throw all that junk in, and we'll finish that once we can spend in the meantime. We can look into heavy modular frames, do the math. Alright, so heavy modular frames is iron, iron, iron because we have the alternate. That is iron and limestone because we have the pipe alternate. And those are screws, which suck. And heavy modular frames. Alright. So 2 per minute is very slow. I want 4 per minute, I think. Like the computers, I think we're going to do 2 assemblers each, or manufacturers rather. So that means we will need 20 mod frames per minute, 80 steel pipe per minute, 20 encased, we're going to abbreviate that to EIB, 20 EIB, and 480 screws, which is a reasonable amount of screws. Alright. Modular frames. So I guess we look to see if we have any interesting modular frame alternate recipes. Do I see any? No, I do not. Alright. So in that case, we are using the basic modular frame recipe. And we need 20 mod frames, which means we're going to have to kind of go crazy here. So we need 10 batches of this, which means we need 30 rip. And we need 120 rods. And that's for MF. Alright. That's an unhealthy amount of modular frames. Alright, steel pipes. We need the iron pipe alternate. And we need 80 steel pipes. That gives 25. So I need 3.2. 3.2 means we need 320 ingots for steel pipes, which is a lot. That is a lot of iron ingots. Alright, and then the next step is encased industrial beams. I need 20 of these a minute, and I'm going to be using the pipe alternate recipe, which means I need 20 of them a minute, which means I need 5 of these, which means I need another 24, 48, 100 and some. Well, it's 24 is 1, 48 is 2, 96 is 4, 120 steel pipes for EIB, and also a nice round 100 concrete. For EIB, which means that that ingot total for steel pipes isn't accurate, because we're going to need more. Alright, back to heavy modular frames though. Screws. We need 480 screws, which is 12 batches of this, which is another 120 rods for screws. Alright, so recap, we have 480 screws. The mod frames need 30 reinforced iron plates. Alright. So if I need 30, then I need 6 runs of this recipe, which is 180 iron plates and 360 screws. Good Lord, please give me... Alright, stitched iron plate is an option to bring in wire instead. Do I have the iron wire recipe? Okay. This is a nightmare. Everything just expands out into more. I'm going to use Satisfactory calculator instead. Production planner. Alright. Enter the add an item. Heavy modular frames. And how many did I want? Alright, well, options, alternate recipes. So I'm going to have to put these in manually because it's not working properly off of my previous save, because my previous save was before I unlocked a whole bunch of this stuff. So I do have iron pipe, which is one of the important ones. And I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Alright, what other alternate recipes can I use? I kind of wish... Alright, steel screw I guess I can select. I need to look at what recipes I even have available. So, for heavy mod frames, alternate recipes. I have nothing for modular frames. I have iron pipes for that. I have encased industrial pipe. That's another important one. Encased industrial pipe. Alright, and then for screws I have nothing currently unlocked. Alright, so those are all the ones I currently have unlocked that are available. Steel screws I could get. Did I put that in? Iron pipe. Steel. So yeah, I did put steel screws in because I could get it. Let's see, what else could there be? Steel cast plate. I guess I can select it. Any of those relevant? Basic iron ingot is an option. And pure iron ingot is an option. Alright, well, I think so. Let's pull up the network graph view. So it looks like it wants me to do basic iron ingots. Yeah, okay. Well, this is gonna be difficult. Are you sure it doesn't want me to do pure iron ingots? What if I unselect that? Just so I have to do less limestone nonsense. Okay, well, that... I'm going to need a lot of iron ore, not a huge amount of coal. Alright, why does it want me to make steel ingots using the default recipe? Oh, what if I want to just do this all off of iron? Alright, I don't really know what I'm doing with Satisfactory calculator. This is very confusing. But yeah, if I select basic iron ingots, then it wants to use it. Which is like a lot of limestone that it's using. Which I don't know where I'm getting that from. It seems like... Alright, how do I tell this not to use like the default recipe? I want this to just purely be... Alright, what if I turn off steel cast plate? Because I want this to just purely be iron for simplicity. Alright, so then we have... Alright, and you're making steel beams because you want to make steel screws, so if I turn that one off too... Alright, then theoretically... Alright, we have gotten it down to only limestone and iron ore. Alright, well... I need so much. I'm sorry, the content right now is not spectacular. I'm staring at a second monitor and trying to figure out this nightmare of a production line that I'm planning. But it looks like the basics are I need like 700 iron ore a minute and like, oh god, thousands of limestone. I don't want to get thousands of limestone. That seems hard. Yeah, because it wants to do a whole lot with basic iron ingots. Well, I'm going to... This is painful. I'm going to try to find some more alternate recipes to help by rescanning some of the ones that aren't any good. Like, this one doesn't have anything relevant in it. Alright, so that's bolted iron plate, which could be a thing. You can rescan this. Heavy flexible frame. Alright. This could be good. We could try using that alternate recipe instead. Alright, cast screw is lovely. These are all useless. Bolted frames or steel rods. I want to keep diluted packaged fuel as an option for other reasons. So we scan that. Alright. I think we start just taking stuff. So let's take basic iron ingot. Pure iron ingot. Stitched iron plate, probably not. Steel cast plate, because it might want me to do that. Absolutely taking cast screw. Bolted iron plate. Solid steel ingot. Steel screw. Heavy flexible frame, because it might be relevant to change this whole thing. Bolted frame. And let's rescan some of this stuff, I guess. Iron wire is great. Let's take iron wire. Alright. This has a rescan, but I like that. And I'm just going to take it because I think I'll use it at some point almost inevitably. Those are both bad, we're going to leave them. Those are both bad, we're going to leave them. This could be hugely useful. These both seem kind of bad, I'm going to leave them. Yeah, I'll rescan this, I guess, and pick that. Alright. Now, we are going to make a save, and then head over to the interactive map and use my new save that I've just made. Alright, so that is loaded in now. And now I can go back to the production planner and say I would like heavy modular frames and alternate recipes sync from save. And let's see what we have now. A suspiciously small amount of iron and limestone and coal. Where on earth? Alright. I'm not entirely sure where this is all coming from, but it seems to have figured it out. Oh, right. I wanted to make 4. So this is back to the sorts of numbers we were looking at before. Alright. Now we have a plan. We need a comedic amount of limestone and kind of medium amounts of everything else, it looks like. Nothing too crazy. We're going to have to deal with some heavy oil residue, which should be quite simple. Alright. Now, we have to go to the items. So in terms of needed per minute, we need almost 800 limestone, almost 400 iron ore, 240 crude oil, and some water, and some coal. Alright. Let's mark that down. Stop with our own manual notes. We need 785.6 limestone, 378.5 iron ore, 240 crude oil, 160 water, I guess I'll write that in, and 40 coal, and that's all for raw materials. Alright, now let us find the holy land of limestone and or iron. So here we have just like iron ore pure right here. How much is this? 240, so it could be up to like more than 500 if it's overcharged. So we just need to find a good spot for it. I think we might want to do trains for this. So let me just finish unlocking trains, which I started a while ago and then sort of forgot about because I was staring at numbers for ages. Alright, so I need more steel beams, more encased industrial beams, and then we can unlock monorail technology. Alright, our next hard drive is almost finished, and yeah, heavy modular frames are kind of a nightmare. Alright. Let's just grab some of those. And let's just grab... Where are they? Some of those. Bunk, bunk. And let's see. There is limestone in the vicinity. But I'm going to need pure limestone, and preferably like 2 pure limestones. Alright, so this one is normal, but this one is pure and it's close. So let's run over here and take a look-see. So I have to get the stupid chunk at the top off of it. And alright. Let's set down our miner Mark II. So this, when overcharged, which I need to get more power shards. I need to get more power shards, but that will handle like most of it. So limestone shouldn't be a huge issue. Iron shouldn't be a huge issue really at all. We just need to it's just gonna be a question of grabbing like all of the various things into one location. I don't know why I looked in that box. I don't know. I wasn't really expecting to find anything. This hard drive gives us steeled frames, which I guess I'll take. Alright, well, what was I going to do? Finish off unlocking monorail technology. Alright. Trains are unlocked. And we are probably going to use one or more trains to gather all of our resources together for this.
Can be made more precise and complex with tools found in the railway signaling milestone. I listen to all my pioneers, often when they're not even aware of it. So due to popular demand, I have added a motivational message. Choo-choo, mother.
Alright. Well, that's fun. None of this is super important. What is super important is we need to start accumulating these resources, and we're gonna set it up via train because it's a whole bunch of different stuff. Alright. Oh right, I was heading back to grab any power slugs that I have to get some shards to do more overclocking. So, are there any power shards or slugs in this box? No. Are there any power shards or slugs in this box? Yes, there are multiple slugs. Lovely. So, we set up a constructor. We attach it to power. We tell it to make power shards. We sloop it. Put that in. We need to actually unlock that. Alright, so we need to actually unlock the ability to use purple power slugs, which for some reason I didn't have until now.
Research completed. Purple power slugs seem to be near the
And
end
then
of
we'll
their
start
life
scanning
cycle
another hard
and have
drive.
a significant amount of potential energy stored. It is a good thing Fix-It does not waste. Purple power slugs can now be processed into power shards.
Alright. So this should give us a whole bunch of power shards, which will be necessary for overcharging all of the machines to get the resources we need. Yep, there's 10, just like that. And I guess we can let those cook while we run up here to get this cooking. So we need 785.6 limestone. This isn't going to give us that, but it'll still give us a fair amount. So this is going to be 600. So this will be almost all of the limestone we need once we attach it to a power pole. Alright, so that's almost all the limestone we need. We're going to need fuel, which we still have some unused patches down by the computer setup. Alright, do we set up a train network? I mean, a very simple one. Shouldn't be too bad. We just need like 2 or 3 stops. Yeah, let me scan for coal, because we need a small amount of coal as well as everything else. Yeah, so there is still unused coal over there, but there's no completely unused patches around. Alright, I've decided we are going to set up trains. So what we need is some foundations. Just get that kind of high up in the air. Maybe one more. And make a decent sized platform. Doesn't have to be super specific. And get rid of some foliage. Alright. So we need a train station, which I guess we can put there. And have some room off the back for cargo platforms. Alright. So we need... So there are 5 raw materials going into this recipe, but we only need to transport... I've just realized a problem with my plan. I can't move 600 limestone a minute on belts. So that's not going to be able to produce the full 600. Even tier 4 belts, which are the best I have access to, are only like 480. So, yeah. We are going to need a freight platform for limestone, a freight platform for iron, and a freight platform for coal. Which I guess don't all need to be here. So this is going to be our train. This is going to be our station. We're going to need a second limestone stop. Alright, so I need to get rid of that so that the belt isn't too steep. Alright, so that is up onto there. And in you go. Right, and this train station needs to also be hooked up to power, which is right here beneath it. And hooked up it is. So that should be a whole lot of limestone. But not enough. So we can only move... Hang on. What am I doing? I'm pushing random buttons. Tier 4 belts up to 480. So this is going to be basically one of 2 limestone stops. So this will be limestone stop A. Oh, now that I'm looking at power, that is not good. Okay, I overestimated how much power I had. Need to fix this. It's... that's not good, that's not good. Maybe turn off the computer assembler. Alright. We're about to have a power crisis. I had noticed it like literally with minutes to spare, I think. I'm not even sure that I'll be quick enough. Like, I'm not sure I can fly fast enough and turn enough things off fast enough. We'll see. Power production was fluctuating. It was sometimes over the power usage. Alright. We're here. Off. It's going to be easiest to turn it off at the source. Off. So that should mean all of those refineries stop working pretty quickly. And if I get up here fast enough... Ooh, I almost ran out of fuel. As long as I'm able to get up here, I can turn the copper off at the source as well. Alright. I don't think we're going to have a true crisis. It looks like we probably still have tons of time because of our battery system. But it doesn't mean we can afford to dawdle. We need to get up there, which... Did I have a ladder? How did I get up there last time? No, I just burned for it last time. Okay. Off. Alright, so the refineries should be shutting down. And power consumption should be dropping as well. Yikes. So our production should be able to manage that if it's not having its own little crisis. So this is very frustrating that I have to turn this off, but Alright, and then that is not anything interesting. We can do our last hard drive scan. Alright, let's get over to the power setup and see what is going on over there. Where is the power setup, come to think of it? It's just further this way? Yeah, it's just further this way. I have a dismantle crate strategically placed there as a beacon. Alright. Power production, why are you still freaking out? Is this the power production, or is this just the rubber? This is the rubber and plastic production. Oh, well, here's part of the problem. Compacted coal is not arriving in sufficient quantities. Why? Alright, and I'm going to assume that that is the entire problem here. Is that these... yeah. So we need to head back to the compacted coal and see what the problem is there. And we're also going to need to massively upscale power production anyway, probably using the whole diluted fuel thing. So this is looking to be like 50%. So this is like 30 coal instead of 60. So I wonder what is up with that. And in terms of power, we are fine. We are rebuilding up. So that's good. So what on earth is going on with compacted coal? Let's do some investigative journalism real quick and figure out. Alright, so it goes up there, but I mean ultimately it's coming just from over there, so I'll just cut the corner and fly over. Alright, let's see what is going on with compacted coal supply. It is like half of what it should be. I think my guess is going to be sulfur. Like maybe... I assumed that the sulfur supply was sufficient, but I never actually checked. Yep, that's the problem. So you're running at 60%, you're running at 29%, you're running at 74%. And it's all because of sulfur. So I need 60 sulfur a minute to be arriving here. So now we just follow this belt. This belt isn't moving and shouldn't be having a significant impact. It's off pretty much 100% of the time. This, yeah, so this is the sulfur input, and it is very clearly not 60. Alright. That was almost very bad. Just check again. Yep. It's super unreliable, but it is generally above. Now we follow the sulfur, and we pass right by our nice fancy train station that we were in the middle of setting up. And we head up here. So I'm going to assume that on the other end of all of this belt, there is going to be an impure sulfur node, which I thought was a normal. And there'll be a Mark 1 miner on it. Hey, look, a blueprint machine. I have not made that many blueprints. I should make more blueprints at some point. Yeah, and I mean, this ridiculous line is why it took so long for this to happen. Yep. Miner Mark 1 on an impure. Alright. Production. I need to craft some portable miners. Which requires... no, not a crafting bench, an equipment workshop. So I'm going to craft a couple of these. Just get a good chunk of them set up. I think I'll probably go up to like 10, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Now I can miner Mark 2. Problem solved. So we are now getting as much sulfur as I thought we were getting, which means that a whole giant crisis was averted, and this will take forever to trickle down the incredibly long belt. Oh, we even had a box here to form even longer buffers. Alright. This will eventually resolve itself. The power situation will stabilize pretty soon. And that'll be that. Alright. How much... the power needed for my heavy modular frames is about as much power as the entire rest of my factory. It would single-handedly do 95% of my power usage, so that's no good. So instead of just stabilizing the power, we need to enhance it, which means, I guess, pinging for sulfur to see if there is any other source of it anywhere within 100 miles of me. There's that one. There's another one over there. And there is none to the north. Oh. There's some way over there, but it's just normal. Alright, so there is a source of normal sulfur over there, which I suppose I could use to boost power production. So I'm going to head over there. Yeah. Let's just gather a bunch of sulfur and a bunch of whatchamacallit, coal, make a bunch of compacted coal, and then make a bunch of fuel. That's going to be the plan. We are going to need to significantly increase power production to compensate for our expansion plans. Alright, so somewhere over here we will have our normal coal. Alright, our last MAM hard drive has been finished. Let's take a look. Please place that to get the space, to put the MAM down. And it is coated iron or coke steel. Alright, not super interesting. Alright, well, we are going to then continue on. Ping for sulfur. Should be closer to here now. There's a spare coal patch. And boy, it really is all the way over there. That's going to be on the other end of this tube, I think. So let's travel over there. And I guess we're going to train the sulfur. And it's just sort of a lot of stuff that needs to be moved back and forth between a lot of somewhat distant places. So I guess we're going to set up our trains system it's trying to think. There are like special options for train paths that might be handy. So here we are back at the motor factory. Everything appears to be working smoothly. Yep. Everything here is green. And how much of a backlog do we have? Pretty good. Alright, and now we ping. And it's... Alright, we overshot it a fair amount. So the sulfur is 600 meters this way. So I'm going to get up onto this ledge, and then up onto that next ledge, and then... Boop. And boop. And we do another ping, just so we always have a good idea of where we're headed. Alright, the sulfur is down there. Okay, there we go. And baby spiders. Alright, cool. So here's the sulfur patch. How on earth are we going to get this anywhere useful? Well, first things first, set down the miner. So that'll be 120, not overclocked. Is there any coal in the vicinity? Please be coal in the vicinity. Alright, the closest coal is back over there, which is what I'm using for my motor stuff. Alright. Let's say we bring this up a lot. No, I can't quite get all the way up there, which is a little bit annoying. So I need to get alright, let's see. It's saying surface is too uneven, which means no. I need to find a spot that it'll accept. Like, there we go. So we are going to take this sulfur just up to a high point and then start our train network there. Yeah. And we're up here now. So we need to bring power down to the miner. And then bring that power up to where the train is going to connect it to everything. And then this can go up there. Alright. And let's build out a nice little platform here. Which, why is... Did that not snap to the world grid properly? Alright, let's make sure that this is snapped to the world grid. Alright, and we build out like that, and then we set down our train station, which is always a little bit finicky to get set up properly. Give it more space. And alright, train station set up. And then we go freight plat. Why is the surface too uneven? It should be completely flat, seeing as it is a foundation. Maybe it needs to be even a little bit wider. Yeah, I guess needs to be a little bit wider. Alright, freight platform. And instead of that belt going over there, that belt comes over here into the freight platform. So now we can fill up trains with sulfur here. And now we just need to get this anywhere useful. Wait, we were gonna also grab our coal here, right? There was coal over by the motor stuff. Yeah, alright. So this will actually not do that. Instead, we will ship in coal to here from over there. And let's get a train hotbar going with train station, railway, foundations, no, train station could be 1, freight platform is 4, locomotive is 5, freight car is 6, and we're gonna have to stop back to get signals. But for now, this will be good enough. I don't know, something like that. It's not going to be perfectly straight, but it'll be close enough. And I think I actually see the coal. Is that a coal patch down there? Or is that just a rock? Scan for coal. No, that was just a rock. Alright, cool. But that's the coal. Alright. Coal patch spotted. Alright, we need to set up a station here then. Which I haven't really thought this through too much, but we're probably going to need a fair amount of space, something like that. And then we put the station in. We stand on where the rails are going to be, put the station in like there, and freight platform, hang on, empty platform for the first one because that's where the sulfur, wait, hang on. This can just be a regular freight platform, I think. Gosh. My brain is hurting thinking about this. I was never the best at coming up with train stuff. Alright, well here's the coal patch, which is normal, which is more than enough for me. Alright, like that. We need to go to default hotbar, bring power, and it's too far away. Alright, I would love to not... Oh, no. He sees me. Okay. Yep. That's fine. We're fighting now. Alright, cool. Dead giant spider. It's the best kind of giant spider. Alright, now we have to get back. Alright. So we can hook that up there. And a little mini spider. Little mini spiders really need to stop getting stuck in every rock. Like, it always happens. Just every single rock on the planet, little mini spiders are inside of them. Alright, and then this is going to be making a bunch of coal, which we can also bring up towards the train station. And then this goes up in a Mark II lift, somewhere like there. Just eyeballing it. And then we burn up. And did that get high enough? Not even close. Boy, I'm bad at telling. Alright. At any rate. Now this is high enough. Alright. So now, once this is all hooked up to power, that will be filled with coal. And then I have to actually attach that. Alright, well, that's fine. This is going to need to loop. So this is going to need at least an option. We're gonna take that over there and curve that around. So we will at least have the option of having this train just loop around back and forth. Yoop-a-doop-a-doo. Alright, so this is mostly just for like basic getting it set up. But so let's take that a little bit further. And there we go. And then this is going to have to straighten out, which is like that. And then you just go all the way down. And once this is all sorted, we can actually put a train on it and see how it works. So this is the most, currently it is the most pointless train line ever. But the important thing is that we will have a train line set up as an option for the future. And I guess I can just hook this into the power down there to get it started. For now, I will stick a locomotive in. So this station is coal source. And that train station is Wuppertal, apparently. Alright, so now we need to just run over to the nearby factory and hook power up to this whole train situation. Kaboom! Now we've got power, we've got coal, and we will have trains shortly. Alright, so we are up here. We have our train. We can drive it. This is awesome. Ba-doo. And then we slow down immediately because the next stop is right here. And we have overshot. But that's fine. So this can be set as sulfur source. Alright, cool. Now we go to timetable and we take our train and we add the 2 stops and we set it to unload there. Open train menu, turn on self-driving. And we'll just hitch a ride on the train over there. Alright, we need to hop out and check that that is set to load, but the coal has just barely missed the train, I think. Wait, no, a couple, literally 1 coal. Literally 1. Beautiful. Okay. So we don't want this to be stopping like this, which is why we do a fun little trick called putting in a box. So instead of going directly off the belt into the train, now it'll go off the belt into this box, and then we can use a faster belt to load it into the train so that it stays at the proper steady rate over time with the pauses included. Alright, well, that's fun. Now we have coal on a train, and it's fun, and it's also basically entirely pointless. Like this so far easily could have been a belt and it would be fine. But now we run over here. And yes, we have 1 coal. So now we're going to build a nice little platform to work on. And we're looking for assemblers. Wait, I have assembler manifold. Alright, let's get plenty of space. And we can stand over here, plop down my assembler manifold, which ought to be something like this. And can I get another one in on this side? Yes, but how on a, where is the line? Please, I want it to line up. There we go. Okay, but that's too cramped. There's no reason to do it that cramped. Let's just set it over there. Alright, and then same thing on this side, I think. We take it out, we put it in a box at a faster rate than... Did I put that in wrong? Storage container? Yes. That's the entrance tube, not the exit tube. That's the exit tube. Alright. So then we have that going into a box super quick. And then this box can feed that. And then the sulfur can sneak in underneath it and into there. And where is the sulfur? Oh, I had... It wasn't actually hooked up. It looked like it was hooked up, but it wasn't actually hooked up. Good to know. So now we should see sulfur coming up there. Now we should see sulfur coming up there. Yes. And that belt needs to be marked 2. That belt needs to be marked 2. That belt needs to be marked 2. And... Alright, what was I doing? Compacted coal. That's 25. That's 50. That's 75. That's 100. Alright, so we need one more assembler. And there we go. And we hook that up. And we hook that up. And we set this to only 20 a minute so that we have a production of 120 a minute. And that can't be Mark 1. That probably can't be Mark 1. I have no idea which of these can be Mark 1 or not. I think at this point it's no longer necessary, but we're just going to do all of them just to make sure. And then we are going to finish off the merger. And we have 120. Well, we have to hook this up to power, actually. Hang on. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Upgrade. 4, 5. Alright. And that is that. And we have a whole bunch of compacted coal. So now we need to break that and put in a second freight platform right there. And attach it. Alright, and then this will load. Alright. And then we need to just get our good old buffer container. And then so that can load into the buffer container, which can load into that. So that should be compacted coal production on this train line. Alright. I'm not going to think too hard about it. Alright, I need to actually make the train. Wait. Come back. Nope. Alright. I need to actually put a second cart on the train. So that it will actually pick up the compacted coal. But for now, this should be good. Is that Mark II belt? Yes, it is. I think that needs to be Mark II. I'm not sure which of these belts need to be Mark II or not. I'm just going to make them all Mark II. Alright. Now I need to be ready to attach the freight car to this guy when it shows up. And did that work? Yes, it did. Alright. Cool. Why is this so slow? A little bit confused about that, but I think it's just very bursty. It's hard to tell. Also hard to tell if this is working. Are you? No, you're not a fast enough belt. So that is the problem. Alright, well. Now we have this. So we have sulfur and we have compacted coal. Well, we have coal in the first one and compacted coal in the second one, which I'm sure won't be confusing at all. And in terms of power draw, are we still fine? We are still fine. It's still very inconsistent, which must mean that that's still taking forever. But now, oh, we don't want to get run over by a train. Now we need to get the sulfur to a new location. Or actually, hang on, wait. Do I really want to be doing this here? I'm trying to think of, like, design-wise. I was kind of planning to only have raw materials on the train line. Yeah, that I was planning that, wasn't I? And I just sort of forgot. Alright, well, in that case, this will be a sulfur thing, and we can assemble the compacted coal at the destination when it's necessary. So yeah, I am changing plans. I don't need that. So yeah, this will be purely the idea I had was that the trains would be purely for raw materials only, just to keep things simple, keep the amount of train nonsense low. We're going to have raw materials on trains and nothing else on trains. So I need to clear some inventory slots and grab all of this compacted coal out of the system. Alright. Well, that was a whole bunch of work to tear it down 5 seconds later. But that's satisfactory for you. And then just confirm that is only sulfur. And really that means that this doesn't need to exist at all. You do not need a supply of coal here. So yeah, that was a whole thing. But now we have sulfur supply in. Now we have sulfur and coal on the trains. And we need to go make compacted coal. Alright, so we need to go down to the fuel where our heavy oil residue is from the computer factory and use that to make. It's going to be a whole process. I think I might want to say tomorrow. It's already 5:40. Yeah, so we're going to end here. We're going to end here with the silliest little train network in all of humanity set up. And then tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, Wednesday, when we next play Satisfactory, we will be sort of finishing out this train network, getting other stuff on it, limestone and all that. And then from there we will significantly expand our power so that this isn't a thing anymore. And that'll be that. So yeah, make sure to follow. I'll I'll be here tomorrow playing Magic the Gathering. And yeah, see you then.